Shweta pawb, good morning. Just get the music turned down. Right, so today's going to be a little bit of a different one. We are heading up into the Nantlle Ridge. So if you're keeping up to date with my page, a couple of weeks ago we went up Nantlle Ridge, which is just over there. Whereas today we're doing the Nantlle Ridge with Challenge Snowdonia again. So it's not a shoot as such, but what I'm doing is I'm heading along with them on one of their monthly walks, and I'm going to be taking some photos with them. So there's not, like I said, it's not going to be a shoot as such, but it should be quite interesting to see. There's a lot of very big drops on this one, which I cannot wait, because I love a good drop every now and then. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. Apparently the first hour of the walk, there's not going to be much pictures taken then, because it's quite a difficult walk just for that first hour. But once that's over and done with, things should start to get a little bit easier, and therefore I should be able to take some more photos. So yeah, I'll keep up with you soon, and I will see you at the top most probably. So it turns out that I was lying. You're joining us on the top of my camera about a third of the way up again, the first ascent up to the Nantlle Ridge. I wasn't lying though when I said that apparently this first couple of kilometres was the hardest. We ascended roughly 400 metres in about 1.5 kilometres, and I'm not going to lie, it was a long slog.
You're thinking so much where to put the pole.
Yeah. So here I'm just trying to get a feel of what it'd be like shooting going up the mountain. There's nothing too artistic going on, but I like the way the direction that they were travelling was leading you through the photo. So this part here, this was the first time we got to stop, and I cannot tell you how thankful I was to get here. Just as I was coming up to the summit here, I could see just past the two girls on the right that the moon was just peeking over the summit of the mountain. I tried to get that in. It didn't quite turn out as well as I'd hoped to in the photos, but we gave it a go. So I tried a few different compositions, didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped, so what I decided to do was get down on my arse and take some photos through the grass, and just having that little bit of a foreground element added a little bit more character to the photos. So just at this point here, as we were all resting, extremely tired I might add, about 3/4 of the way up we were all here just having a quick chat, and then just to the right of us a chap comes up, shorts, t-shirt on, headphones on, and he was running up the mountain. I swear down, these people who do fell running, they're a completely different breed.
Just get started.
So this is where we get onto the exciting part. So this is the ridge itself, Nantlle Ridge. While Andy was off just to the left-hand side doing a little bit of a briefing with the rest of the group, I decided to pop over to here and get some photos before anyone else was in the photo. So just on the right-hand side, you got Dyffryn Nantlle looking over towards the Menai Straits, and then on the left-hand side you have Rhydd. Just on the left-hand side, you've also got the Rhydd path that goes up to Snowdon as well. But if you turn right instead of a quick camera check, there we go, just to make sure that the GoPro was running. So yeah, like I was saying, on the left hand side you have the Rhydd path that takes you up Snowdon, but if you decide to cross the road and go the other way, it will bring you up here. It's always a much quieter route, And to be honest with you, I think it is a much more spectacular route as well. Snowdonia is a stunning mountain, but you know, this time of year we've got a lot of tourists up there. The train tends to get a little bit crowded, so if you like to sort of be on your own and with your own mind, your own peace, this is the absolute perfect place to go. So what you got to remember is when you're out on shoots like this, is it's always worth taking a look behind you. In this example, it didn't quite work out because the sun was behind me coming down directly on the group, so it wasn't the most flattering of light. And to be honest with you, the better views were the other way, heading towards the ridge. But it's always worth taking a few snaps anyway, just to make sure that you're on the right track. Edrych well o fama, met. Mae well o fama. Ti'n neud hwn o blaen?
Na, ddo.
Na, rioed di sti. Dwi di eisiau neud o'r stipyn, ond...
Allan cyfni dwi'n dod o to.
O, reit, oce.
Ie. Dwi'n gweld pein I gyd.
Yeah. Well, so just in case some of you are wondering, we are actually speaking Welsh here. We are a very predominantly Welsh community up here in North Wales, so a lot of us do speak Welsh together, and to bust any myths, we don't tend to switch to speaking Welsh when someone English walks in the room, just in case anybody asks. Ond diom cweit mor bell lawr y ben i'n meddwl sef de. A os ei bellach lawr, still wouldn't want to fall down like.
Na.
So we're now onto the ridge part. This is the more exciting part of the trail. So as you can see, just to your right here, there's probably about a 300-400 foot drop, sheer drop all the way down, which does lead to some pretty cool photos.
Says the one taking a picture for Instagram.
I did opt to bring the 24-105 lens with me because it does give me a little bit more versatility. I do tend to shoot with primes more than anything. But I thought, seeing as I was in the mountain and wanted to keep gear as minimal as possible, the 24-105 would have been the perfect choice. And in case anyone's wondering as well, I am shooting on the Canon 5D Mark II, and I have no intention of changing it anytime soon, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Hey, I genuinely cannot tell you how thankful I was to get to this point where we were able to cover a little bit more of a distance at quite a higher speed. After doing that first ascent up, it was a really welcome change being able to cover this much ground. And of course, please excuse the Darth Vader breathing. So the problem that you do have when you're out taking photos of people on routes like this is it's quite hard to get compositions, as it's quite narrow and it's not the easiest to get past people. It is always possible, but you do tend to start shoving people out of the way, and it's not ideally what you want to be doing when you're 400 meters up in the air. I wasn't expecting it to be loose, so I'm just warning you. So as you can probably tell by now, when it comes to shoots like this, I don't direct people at all. I just let the moments happen. I tend to take a bit of the same approach when it comes to wedding and portrait photography as well. However, when it does come to weddings and portraits, those little moments can be a little bit more manufactured. So we can set up like little moments and sort of let them happen naturally. So at this point here, we are getting to a point that is a little bit tricky, and I knew that I'd need to get ahead of everyone to get the better photo opportunities. So just at the top here, as you can see where Andy is at the top there was a little bit of climbing to do. So I knew the quicker that I could get past everyone here and up to that better spot to take photos, the better the photos would be. Oh, sorry. Come here.
Sorry. Good. 6P's done.
Hey?
Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
That's the one. Couldn't. And of course, I would also like to stress as well that this was a lot harder to do while carrying a camera and trying not to break it. Sergeant Major hands is at it again. Yeah. And there's that 6-year-old behind you in flip-flops and Crocs. Yeah. So we do it heading to there, yeah?
Is it that, mate? I grounded it in Crocs.
So just over this little bit here, we were getting to the most exposed part of the whole walk. So there's this little bit of a rock that was sticking out that you will see in a second, where if you stood on it, you just had a sheer drop right next to you. So if you fell off there, it would definitely be bad news. So it's just behind where Andy is there. There.
Wow, oh god.
Oh yeah, I've seen the videos of that one.
Dach chi'n gorfod o'r ffordd ac mynd dan gwylod fan ystrisio. Dach chi'n weld ar y tops nhw de, lot o cracia yn y perig I gyd. So mae hwnna di dechrau allan fatha dipyn bach o calch ar y carreg. A wedyn, sa'n y dŵr di mynd yn efo. Wedyn mae'n hewi.
Pawb bleinio fyny.
Wedyn mae'n hewi gormod. Mae'n carreg. Mae o'n toddi, dŵr y gawn, hewi, so dros tro, a dyna sy'n two options here. One is to go down the bottom.
Mae'n impressive, ynddi?
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Llydani. To the end here, just after here we did have the final summit of the three, but I'll leave you with this fantastic view of Mike's up on the top of this drop here. Give us your best blue steel! Diolch yn fawr! So once again, a quick look back, and everyone coming down this path towards me worked out an absolute treat. I just wish there was a little bit more drama in the sky. It would really finish that photo off well. So here we are walking over to our final summit of the day. Now here we decided to stop and have our lunch, but someone had sat in a flying ant's nest and all of a sudden we got absolutely bombarded. So we picked up our sandwiches, walked to them on the way, and I called it a day when it comes to taking the photos just here. So if you like this video and you would like to see more, please let me know. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment if you need, and I will see you in the next one.